Okay, so this time we're going to do Code Geass. Right here, Code Geass, number 19. So, 19 in popularity and ranked 51. Yeah, 8.7. That's a really high score. So, it is hard to justify that, but guess what? I don't know if it's visible because this doesn't show up as very, these numbers don't show up very big, but I gave it a 10. Yes, I gave Code Geass a 10. This is one of my favorite anime of all time. When I watched it back in high school, I thought it was amazing. Now, I don't know, back then I thought a lot of anime were amazing. I gave Full Alchemist a 10 out of 10, Death Note a 10 out of 10, Code Geass a 10 out of 10. I mean, I don't know. Part of it might be because I was young and all of a sudden there was all this anime I could watch online. But part of it, I think these anime were actually good. Like these are actually good anime. And anime back in the mid 2000s, they had something going for them. Some of the most legendary, the best anime ever that I enjoy came out around the mid 2000s. So, yeah, Code Geass, I gave it a 10 out of 10. This 8.7 score, definitely well deserved. Um, I mean, personally, I would put this even higher, but I mean, the question is it overrated? The answer is no, it's not overrated. I can't say it's underrated because people do understand Code Geass is a good anime. It's not some obscure gem. People do generally like, Code Geass, and this score of 8.7, shows that. Honestly, like once the score is in the 8.7 range or higher, it doesn't really matter. Like there's really not that much of difference between 8.7 and 9.0. At that point, people are just saying it's a good anime, right? So it's obviously like Full Metal Alchemist is like 9.11 or 9.12, I think, something like that. So it seems like, oh, it's, well, obviously it's better. Well, yeah, some people might say it's better, but honestly, at this point, there's not really much of a difference. Like 8.7 versus a 9.0, you're either way, you're saying it's a really good anime. Like anything that makes it to the first page or even the second page of the popularity rankings, is really good. So obviously, yeah, like I said, one of my favorite anime of all time. Both seasons. You know how I normally say the second season is worse. I'm not sure I did that. Like I think I gave the second season a 10. Yeah, I gave the second season a 10. Okay, so back then, like, normally like the first season I might think is good, second season I rank lower. No, both seasons I gave 10 out of 10. And as you can see, the score went up. If you look at the second season, it went up from 8.7, 8.91. Generally, if you like, ironically, I normally rank second seasons worse than first seasons, but the scores in general, the second season has a higher score than the first season because the people that didn't like the anime, they don't watch it for the second season. People that thought it was a bad anime just quit and they stop. So all these reviews, there's always a negative review. I think they purposely do that. I think they purposely leave one negative review here just so people can get a dissenting opinion. Like out of three reviews, there's always one bad one. Like this person gave it a one. I totally disagree with this person. I don't know who would give this show a one, but there's always someone like that hates everything. So yeah, 10 out of 10. I gave both seasons a 10 out of 10 because it is really like one of my favorite anime of all time. Um, I mean, it's hard to decide. I think Full Metal Alchemist might be my favorite. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood might be my favorite. Code Geass is definitely in the top five, maybe top three. Then, like, yeah, it's 10 out of 10. One of the best anime of all time. Yeah, it has mecha, but it's just a very deep anime, very thought provoking, very deep. Lelouch is just a very good protagonist, very interesting anti hero. There's a lot of stuff. It's not some generic storyline. It's very interesting. Has some plot twists. So 8.91, yeah, score of 8.1, totally well deserved. So as you can see, second season generally gets a higher score because people that don't like it stop, and the people that do like it keep watching, so the score goes up. So yeah, I just think both seasons are amazing. And then there's been some spin-offs. The movies I didn't like as much because I think it's just, maybe I'm more picky now. I think I was giving the movies like eights. Yeah, the movies that came out a few years back, I gave them eights. Whatever. But like the original anime was just amazing, top of the line, 10 out of 10. One of my favorite movies. Yeah, one of my favorite anime of all time. Oh, so another interesting fact: Lelouch, um, number one. So if you look at the list of like top characters, Lelouch is number one on my anime list. He is the most popular character of all time. That's right, he is number one. So I think that says a lot. Like people like Lelouch. So he is number one on that chart. So yeah, 10 out of 10 masterpiece. So I don't know what to say. Like if you haven't watched it, I do recommend it. 10 out of 10, not overrated in the least.